Yo! Okay. So, we have a little bit of a special episode here today. Unfortunately, your boy Foreign is not in the building because your boy has a bit of an issue with his poor computer lah. Unfortunately, we got Cody finishing the story, but looks like Foreign cannot finish the story with me here today on the podcast. Hello, everybody, by the way. Welcome to the podcast. It is Mr. Yang. Foreign is in a building in Bedok right now, trying to get his laptop fixed. Big shout out to everybody in chat right now, by the way. Fadzli, good to see you. Irvin, good to see you. Fias, what's up? Div Royalty, Sahus, Benjamin, Saleh, Rishi, Haley. I appreciate y'all spending some time with us here on a Monday afternoon. Oh my goodness. Edison, it's good to see you as well. Tony Khan interference is real. Wow, we had this hugely overbooked finish, and then somehow Tony Khan also booked himself into getting rid of Foreign on the show. So okay, what happened? Let me give you all a bit of a rundown. But what happened apparently was Foreign had some laptop issues in the morning. Like, bro, what's going on with your laptop? Give us a live update in the chat right now. But unfortunately, he is stuck in a Apple repair shop, Mac repair shop or something like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the podcast by myself because yes, Foreign is stuck there. He's trying to get his laptop fixed. I was like, hey bro, maybe you call in also can, but he's still stuck in line lah. Hashtag FUTK. What does that stand for, bro? What does that stand for? Too happy until laptop explode now. Okay, everybody in chat, welcome. Thank you so much for hanging out. So I guess I'll just solo this lah. Remember the pandemic when they had like the triple threat tag team match, but they could only have one member of each team represent? I feel like I'm in that situation right now. Anyway, Windows for Life, says Div Royalty. Okay, a little bit later on the show, you know how we ran that contest where we're giving away this WWE 2K24, not just the digital code, but this awesome collector's kit as well with the awesome swag inside. We'll reveal our winner in just a little while, okay? Thank you so much, by the way. Patreons, we love you. That's why we decided to make this a bit of a Patreon giveaway, just to give back to you guys and gals who have been supporting us for so long, okay? Foreign has to go to the MBS Apple Store after this. Wow, Shaq, bro, Shaq. Who woke up at 7 a.m. to catch WrestleMania? I mean, it's a Monday morning all the way into Monday afternoon. Who actually took leave? Because, okay, for me, when I woke up, it's been a long time since I've had to wake up at such an early time. And my God, man, it's okay lah. To be fair, the pay-per-view woke me up almost instantly, you know what I mean? Because they really started out with quite the bang. So before we start anything though, I want to give a big shout out to our lovely sponsors. Of course, Mirage, thank you so very much for sponsoring your boys, your podcast boys. Check it out. Boom. There you go. Our big sponsors for the podcast. Oh, look at that box below me. Feels so empty, right? Tovakins, good to see you as well. You woke up earlier. It was worth it. 100%. It was worth it. Mirage Advisory, guys, do us a favor. Go follow them on Instagram, all right? Let's help pump their numbers as well. They're helping keep the lights on here on the podcast also. So once again, go check them out on Instagram. They're the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. All right, let's get down to business and let's talk about how tonight... Can we agree? Okay, can we all agree that tonight was the way better show in terms of WrestleMania? Not to say that last night was bad or anything like that, but I mean, as far as night 1 versus night 2, I'm a night 2 guy right now. Can we all agree with that, by the way? Who took leave? Raise your ones. Very good, very good. Zayden, fell sick. Universe telling me to stay home and watch. Fell sick, No, bro, those of you who are not feeling better, please get better soon, all right? But let's talk about WrestleMania right now. Let's start off at the start. Did you guys pop when Stephanie McMahon showed up? And I'm pretty sure they remixed her theme a bit, because there were extra heavy guitars. I don't remember such heavy guitars in her theme music, but yeah, they absolutely, I believe, remixed her theme. First time night 2 better than night 1. The best ones are always night 2. We back to differ, Saleh. Last year night 1 was better, you know? Oh, so that was the other thing as well, right? The crowd was a lot hotter because I guess they weren't freezing. The whole story is last night on WrestleMania Saturday, right? It was super cold, like 12, 13 degrees Celsius. So they were kind of cold. Maybe that's why they weren't, as vocal. Tonight, the crowd showed up. I take back everything I said about the Philly crowd from last night. Tonight, they were there for everything. And I wonder, and we'll get to this in just a bit, but I wonder if the crowd was extra hyped because the main event was less distracted. Okay, it sounds weird me saying this considering how the main event went because it was like 1,000,000 interference, so there were a lot of distractions, but it was a different kind of distraction, and we'll get to that in just a bit. Rishi says, bro, Steph looking amazing. Yes, yeah, she never aged. Yeah, what's up with that? But the Rock remix of Stephanie McMahon's intro was amazing. She showed up, and I think what it is too, right? Triple H didn't want to do it twice, and also in a way, there has been a McMahon at every single WrestleMania. Now you got Stephanie representing. I wouldn't say it's a birthright, but in light of everything that has come out with VKM, the man who shall not be named anymore, right? At least there was still a McMahon at WrestleMania. So I think that was a very nice touch. Yes, Paul Levesque, he's the guy right now in Triple H, in Papa H we trust, but you gotta have a little bit of that McMahon magic at WrestleMania, right? Maybe they read that they heard the feedback, huh? Yeah, everyone in comments on social media, they were all like, oh, never go back to Philly. They're like, no, we gotta prove it, we gotta show it, right? Truly a new era. Do you think that Triple H is feeling a little bit paiseh? Everyone keeps calling this a Triple H era, like a bit angkat his bola a bit. I mean, hey, I'm all for it. I think he's turned the product around, but and that's the question we ask, right? Name this era. Name the era that we are currently in, and thank you so much for those of you who actually sent in your answers. I'll read out those answers and we'll reveal a winner of this awesome WWE 2K24 video game as well as the collector's kit in just a bit. Last night, once the pin was done, everyone left immediately. Tonight, we all stayed and celebrated. Well, I mean, the way they did it as well, in terrorizing. Oh my god, actually, the terrorizing era should be the name of the era, you guys. That should be it, right? Never see Papa H so shy. I mean, it's a bit much lah that you name the entire era after yourself. I think looking back in about 10 years, 20 years time, we will look back and maybe we won't call it the Paul Levesque era, maybe we'll call it something else. The game era, I don't know. But yeah, I like the terrorizing era. Yeah, I was watching the press con as well. He did say he a bit like paiseh, a bit malu. It is everybody's era. So then he started talking about like the production people and Nick Khan as well. So he'll be like, blame Paul Heyman. The Paul Heyman era? No. The cinematic era? Okay, whatever it is, let's get down to business. Opening the show. Were you guys surprised that Drew McIntyre and Seth freaking Rollins opened the show? I mean, if you think about what happened, it made perfect sense, right? Like, they had to open the show. And we've talked about it before. If you're not the main event, you want to be the show opener. You want to set the pace for the show. And I think they freaking... interestingly enough, was this like the Brock Lesnar template where they go in, they spam finisher? Like, you know how in WWE 2K24 you need finisher icons to be able to pull off your finishers, right? In this case, they had like 1,000 finisher icons stored. They just go in spam, Claymore, Storms, Claymore, Storms. What did you guys think of how they wrestled this match, as it were? I mean, they were kind of going in with the story of Seth freaking Rollins. He was, beat down from the last night. He was injured. He was tired, that kind of thing. The TK good person era. What? Wait, what? You popped in... you popped for who, Dovahkiin? I don't know what you're trying to say. I popped for Scarlett, but they want a different story, I agree. Zarifi, Drew and Seth, perfect to open the show. I thought it was a missed opportunity to have CM Punk's entrance theme played. Like, I mean, think about it. I think the crowd would have been super hyped to sing along, The TK release era, the Renaissance era. I was so afraid when Drew started with the Claymore and went for the pin. I legit thought they were recreating Daniel Bryan and Sheamus. Remember when Sheamus and Daniel Bryan kicked off? I can't remember which WrestleMania. Somebody in chat, please tell me which WrestleMania it was. And Sheamus won in like 16 seconds, after the kiss of doom, right? I thought that was exactly what they were going for. Plus, you can do the whole, Seth was injured, Seth was beat down story. But no. They actually wrestled a match after. Yeah, it got that feel, right? They did do it on the pre-show. Wait, they did what on the pre-show? Mighty, how are you, by the way? It's good to see you. Appreciate you swinging by the podcast. Today podcast also kena bloodline rules. Yes, yeah. When I found out that poor Foreign, his laptop habis, mati, I was like, oh man, on WrestleMania night too, no less. I know lah, it's probably TK sending his people. Anyway, okay. Did you guys enjoy the match? I thought they brought something a little bit different. The spamming of the finishes. Was it a bit much? Personally, I forgave it for the fact that, A, it's WrestleMania. B, because of what they wanted to accomplish. It made that match very different from every other single match. Oh, the CM Punk entrance was on the pre-show. Right, I see, understand. You feel like Seth Rollins gonna Superman punch. Hey, don't get me started on the main event when Seth Rollins came out again. Spoiler alert, I know, but he didn't take 2 L's, bro. He took 3 L's at WrestleMania. Can we show some appreciation for the freaking architect? The fact that he took 3 L's this year, night 1 and twice on night 2. The poor fella, lah, you know. But yeah, we had CM Punk on commentary. And it was interesting. I love that. What do they call? They've come full circle. CM Punk, I think it was a little bit too much. There were 4 people on commentary, and all of them, all have funny things, interesting thing to say, right? So CM Punk being there, I think the point was to just add a little bit of color, add to the feud, the eventual feud that we are definitely very excited to see. They're setting things up for the future, which is what, Paul, Triple H has been doing very well, is laying the seeds for future storylines, right? So you got Seth, you got Drew. Drew manages to pick up the victory, of course, and I love that they accomplished so much in this match. If anything, they gave Drew McIntyre his moment, right? He won the championship in front of fans. But they also set it up so that they can further the Drew McIntyre CM Punk feud. And we kind of called it a couple of weeks ago, in that Drew would win, he would get his moment, and then Damian Priest would cash in. When it happened though, I was like, okay, how are they going to set it up? Because Drew was still fine. It's not like Seth and Drew, when they finished the match, Drew was down and out. It wasn't like a horribly grueling match. So they had to do the CM Punk thing where, Drew go and get in front of CM Punk's face, give him the suck it and everything, right? And he kinda whack lah with the brace and everything. Interestingly enough, right? Throughout all of CM Punk's appearances during WrestleMania weekend, he wasn't wearing the brace. Did you guys notice this, by the way? But he wore the brace for this. So I was like, oh, is it the brace gonna come into play? And then, sure enough, the brace came into play. He used it, hantam the Drew McIntyre. And then when Damian Priest's music played, legit pop. Okay, Dave Royalty, I need to know, did you jump out of your seat? Did you jump up and down? What was the decibel level of the scream when Damian Priest's music hit? So that's perfect. You see, Zayden, that is absolutely perfect. The fact that he gloated, it fits right into his personality. He's the arrogant heel who's, being a troll. And if he didn't gloat, he wouldn't have. He cost himself the title, right? But of course, he's not going to see it that way, and that gives him fuel to blame CM Punk. So now you have this future feud being set up, CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre, and I am super excited for that. I know, Drew tweeting halfway during the match, that was awesome. Yeah, and the act, so see, that is what makes this whole thing work, right? The fact that they pulled it off so realistically. Like, he was legit angry at him. CM Punk was like, haha. That is my problem. And we'll talk about it in a bit. But that has always been my problem with Damage Control. as much as I love all the wrestlers in Damage Control, they all cannot act. And that makes their storylines suffer. The feud, yeah, it really does feel legit. Absolutely, absolutely. Drew made fun of Seth's obsession, but it was his obsession that cost him in the end. Bro, are we talking about layers upon layers of storytelling? What is this, Hollywood? Bro, cinema era, there you go. When the cam panned to Seth when he lost and he crying, you felt, did you see that moment between Seth and Drew where Seth, was crying, right? But he was also like, I think he mouthed, "You deserve it," or something like he gave Drew his props. And for a moment, did you also feel like Drew had connected with that crowd? Like, there was the moment where Drew was like, it was almost like he was reliving his first title win, and the crowd started cheering for Drew. And then he did the whole thing where he, kissed his wife and everything. And I feel like it was almost like they were going to turn him, like the crowd was being won over by Drew. And then, of course, he did his whole cocky thing. And it was beautiful. It was chef's kiss. The main event scene is something beautiful to behold right now in the WWE. Wait, but Zarifi, he already got his WrestleMania moment. It doesn't matter, you're heel or face. I think just to get that recognition, winning the title, and in that moment, the fans were on his side. You could hear they were clapping for him already. I love it. Love it. Yeah, he really did. He really did. Woo! Great way to kick off WrestleMania. Like I said, I woke up at like 6:30. I was like, wow. When I went on my stream, I was half awake. I could barely speak, okay? But once the match started, boom. It was all cylinders go, as it were. Absolute cinema. Yeah, exactly right. Every single wrestler feels so layered right now. It is mad. And okay, we'll talk more about the layers and, going full circle in just a little while. The second match. All right. I had very low, and we all remember yesterday we talked about it, I had very low expectations for this second match. Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits versus the Final Testament. Okay, did you guys enjoy this match? Because the second they announced freaking Snoop Dogg on commentary, by the way, we were like, hey, can we have Snoop Dogg versus Lil Wayne? I think that would be cool. It would be like Def Jam all over again. But okay, no. When they announced Bubba Ray as the special guest referee, I was like, what? Okay, this is a ECW tribute match. And I think that in a way, immediately going into this match, I was like, this is going to be a huge cluster F of a match. Tables and junk and everything everywhere. So it's sort of something I went in expecting to happen, so it didn't let me down, as it were. Foreign is waiting in line to get his laptop fixed. That's the thing. That's why he paise to show his fandom at the service center is what it is. Dude, Snoop Dogg's commentary was hilarious. I know he's done commentary for UFC before, but they should pay him do like alternate commentary with Snoop Dogg, But okay, so we got Bobby Lashley, we got the Street Profits and the Final Testament, and I said this yesterday, right? Karrion Kross's promo, if you didn't watch, was pretty amazing on Smackdown. I hope that they give him more promos like that to do. It was a recorded promo, but it was still pretty awesome. They didn't have the ECW signature cat fight. Well, they had B-Fab and Scarlett. Can we talk about Scarlett, by the way? Looking absolutely amazing with the spiky what. I don't know what she was channeling, but she looked amazing. So yeah, there was a Scarlett and B-Fab moment as well. They went through tables. It was awesome. Karrion Kross was wearing an ECW shirt during the pre-show while they knew that what they were, going to do lah. Foreign in the service center building. Yes, yeah. Okay, so yeah, exactly. This match was essentially a fan service. This is what I said on the stream as well. It is a fan service ECW, I guess, garbage match, if you want to call it. There were some really, really cool spots. Did you guys see the spot, though, where who did they get on the table? And then the table just collapsed. Oh, it was Karrion Kross. They tried to put Karrion Kross on the table, and then the table couldn't hold him and just broke first. So that was a pretty funny spot right there. Is the Karrion Kross experiment failed? I don't think so. I think that they will find... Okay, if you think about it like this, right? You think about it like this. Roman Reigns. Remember the Roman Reigns experiment where they tried so hard to get Roman Reigns over? I think that maybe Karrion Kross is that guy. Maybe they just haven't found the right thing. I think they are on the way. They're almost there. After this match and after that promo I watched on Smackdown, I feel like, okay, maybe got chance. The only thing I don't like is Paul Ellering. Like, why he damn extra lah. Okay, I mean, kudos to him. He's making, he's getting that paycheck, right? Getting the bag, as the kids say. But he's like a bit pointless. Like, he come out with AOP, also do nothing, Yeah, they really do. The AOP, Karrion Kross, they all look amazing. But right off the bat, you're like, okay, there's no way. And plus, you got Snoop Dogg there on commentary. It's a sponsored, and we figured it out, right? If you are a sponsor, you cannot lose one. So because Snoop Dogg was there, the sponsors were there, he's gonna go party with the tribe, I guess is what they're calling themselves, Bobby and the Street Profits. You kind of knew that they were gonna win. And it was a fan service match, so you knew tables were gonna be involved. They did the whole what up. I'm surprised they didn't do a 3D through the table, That tag team, yes, the tag belt split for AOP, absolutely. A little bit less, okay, you know what it is? They are a bit too esoteric, a bit too chim. Some of their promos a bit like, I don't know what the hell they're talking about because they want to be biblical, right? They want to do that whole thing. Yeah, maybe just be badasses, badass destroyers, I think that would be awesome. The Pride, yeah, I don't know about that name for Bobby Lashley and Street Profits. I will say that watching BFAB, the only survivor of... Sela, I forgot the group name. Hit Row. The only remaining survivor of Hit Row. Yeah, she not ready. What little involvement she had, her and Scarlett are a bit like, a bit cha-cha lah. But they had that side Russian leg sweep table spot, so that was cool. You want to call it the Paul Levesque era? Okay. Did you guys enjoy this match? Personally, I enjoyed it for what it was. It was never gonna be a, great 5-star wrestling match. It was a good, entertaining match for where they were and what they were trying to accomplish. And if you guys notice as well, right, it's a bit weird lah. The structure of night 1 and the structure of night 2, a bit the same. Do you realize this? You start out with a championship match with recognizable names. Then the second match, you do like sort of a messy cluster F match with table and furnitures and stuff like that. The third match, okay, let's talk about the third match right now. And here's the thing, LA Knight, right? He is another sponsor fella, and then somehow he's a Slim Jim sponsored mascot guy. There was no way he was gonna lose to AJ Styles. I am sorry, you can't have him come out, he drive the Slim Jim car, and then the funniest part was the contest winners is some auntie. Can you imagine this auntie driving around this gaudy, loud Slim Jim car, drive up to her crochet group, snap into a Slim Jim? Yeah, I know, I don't see that happening, right? She's probably going to sell the car, I reckon. But it's pretty cool. They got front row seats to WrestleMania, like damn shook, right? I think it was fine. They didn't need kickoff matches. I think they were probably afraid of the fact that you can't have too many matches. You know what I mean? So yeah, LA Knight, AJ Styles. Here's the thing about LA Knight, AJ Styles. I enjoyed the match, but it was a bit after the chaos of the previous match. And to me, for whatever reason, AJ Styles is that guy that every time it comes to WrestleMania, he will have a banger match, but it's like a bit no heat. I don't know if you guys agree. Tell me in chat, what did you think of LA Knight versus AJ Styles? I enjoyed the match for what it was because those two, especially AJ Styles, especially the fact that he bulked up, he looks way more menacing. And do we like AJ Styles' new theme song, by the way? Yeah, Tobakin. I had the exact same thought. I think we need to get used to it because I low-key miss. They don't want none. It was a low-key banger, right? The new one, it was a lot more sinister. There was, I think there was rapping on it. I can't be sure, but I was just not used to it. It felt like unfamiliar, so it felt a bit but maybe it is something he wants to go with because it fits his new quote-unquote heel character a little bit better, right? Oh, are you serious? I hope you're feeling a bit better, McJohn Mouse. AJ's last good feud is Joe. I'll agree to that. Yeah, man. So yeah, what did you guys think of this match? I also thought it was kind of mid. Like, I mean, see, don't get me wrong, right? Like when I say that, I say it because it was in a card full of bangers. Like, it is the least memorable match, but every match in this night 2 was memorable. If you put LA Knight versus AJ Styles into night 1, I think it had the potential to be one of the best matches. Let me put it that way, right? Oh, Wendy. Yeah, and we've said this before, guys. We've said this before. LA Knight, he's like amazing on the mic. He's charismatic. He's energetic. But when his match starts, it's like, oh, okay lah. Very standard wrestler, you know, nothing special. Which kind of sucks, right? Because you're like, oh, LA Knight needs to get his moment. So maybe that's why they feel like LA Knight, you know, hasn't either reached his potential or maybe he's hit his ceiling. You know, however you want to look at it. Because yes, he's electric on the mic. He's a great spokesman. He probably getting that sponsorship money from Slim Jim. Snap into a Slim Jim. But beyond that, like, maybe not main event. I don't know. Maybe one day. We'll have to wait and see. Yeah. It's a bit sad, lah. It's a bit sad. Especially for AJ Styles. But he already had his time in the sun, right? He already had the title. So I wonder if, you know, maybe he also is in that, I don't want to say Dolph Ziggler position, but he's in that position where, yes, he's the veteran, he's a former champion, so he can be slotted in to make other people. What's interesting is, will LA Knight and AJ Styles still be feuding? Like, do you guys feel like this feud is over? Because AJ got one over on LA got one over now on AJ at WrestleMania. Like, do we want to see more of it, or are we done? Because it doesn't feel very, like, substantial, this feud, for whatever reason, you know? AJ inject himself in LWO drama next. He could play well with Escobar and Andrade, but do we really need AJ Styles in that whole telenovela nonsense? I mean, we got Carlito. He's supposed to be the guy that starts the drama, right? So, it needs to be over. You hope it's over. Yeah. Okay, what could we do for AJ Styles? Like, who could he feud with next to, you know, push him to the next level, I guess? Maybe Damian Priest? Like, are we on the verge of a Damian Priest Judgment Day face turn? That's the question. LA versus AJ, WrestleMania Backlash. Maybe, Jason, how are you, by the way? Maybe they could do a specialty match. You know, they've already done the regular match, so it's time for the specialty match. The southern guy in the telenovela that sticks out like a sore thumb, huh? Wow, you think it will involve the US champ, huh? So KO and Randy done with this fella already, huh? AJ and Sammy. Oh, okay. More like who needs to look good next. Oh my god. Y'all, So we are all in agreement, lah. AJ is that veteran that is there to make other people look good at this point. You know? He can use his work rate, he can use his credentials to make other people look good, but he himself not necessarily gonna be going to the main event unless we get like a Kofi Mania or a Daniel Bryan sort of, you know, groundswell, as it were. Interesting. But like I said, not the worst match of all time, obviously, but worst match on this card. But it was still a good match. AJ is okay. Yeah, dude, he probably is enjoying his time there as well, right? Yeah. Yeah, because there's nobody to sort of disagree or bounce ideas off of, because Foreign is unfortunately in the service center building trying to get his laptop fixed. Hashtag blame Tony Khan. Okay, we can't blame Tony Khan for everything. That's a joke. Actually, very quick sidetrack, right? So apparently, has AEW's main account actually promoted this whole, the Young Bucks are going to show the footage from All In. Did he, was that an official thing or is it from like journalists thus far? Because last I checked, I'm not sure that, you know, the actual AEW event Twitter account actually posted it. I did see it from wrestling journalists. Can somebody double check this for me, please? And also, the rumor is that this is legit footage, so I don't know what exactly we're going to see. I still believe, guys, that it is some dumb skip that the Young Bucks are going to do. So we'll have to wait and see. I guess we're going to have to watch Dynamite. Actually, you know what's probably going to happen? I'll probably just see the highlights on social media. Yeah. Foreign, yeah. Suddenly the lights go out and then dong. And then Foreign shows up. Can you imagine, you guys? Okay, let's move on with WrestleMania Night 2. Logan Paul, KO, and Randy Orton. Is it Randy Orton? He's had so many WrestleMania moments already. He's posed on the stage so many times already. This year he's like, F it lah, just take the buggy down with Kevin Owens. Like, did you guys like the Kevin Owens, Randy Orton sort of bromance? It's a very random bromance that has just started in the last couple of, months, right? But also the Follow the Athlete Out cam. This time around they did it with Kevin Owens. And of course, who was right around the corner? It was Sami Zayn, which was a really nice moment. Hope that Punk won't get into trouble. Bro, I'm telling you, it's not legit footage. I really doubt that they will show legit footage, Because of all the NDAs they've signed, you think legally they can show? I don't know. Well, if anything, like I said, they're desperately trying to get people to watch the show, is what they're doing. So, okay, guys, let's talk about Logan Paul, Kevin Owens, Randy Orton. After Randy worked with Matt Riddle, he became the chill uncle. Look, I love how they planned this match out. You kind of knew, like, okay, Logan Paul is the guy everybody hates. Natural heel heat, right? Perfect. So you have Kevin Owens and Randy Orton beating the hell out of him. And then, of course, you have the moment where they're like, okay, let's beat him up some more, right? But Randy, being a Viper, you can't trust the Viper, right? He goes ahead and tries to RKO Kevin Owens to get the win. You won't get over how Logan Paul is so good in the ring. True, bro. Absolutely true. So let's talk about the Prime mascot. Did you guys guess who was going to be the Prime mascot? Like, the whole way through, I was like, it must be one of those, like, maybe it was A-Town Down, one of the members of A-Town Down Under, or one of Logan Paul's, like, quote-unquote celebrity YouTuber friends. Turns out, it was iShowSpeed. He's a Twitch streamer, if you didn't know who he was. I see his clips a lot on TikTok, so I was immediately like, oh my god, it's iShowSpeed, what the hell is he doing there? So, there you go. Swanton Frog Splash combo, ridiculous. Oh my god, yeah. AEW just wants CM Punk to be a non-factor per se at WrestleMania. It's just petty bullshit. Petty childish bullshit is what it is. So, like I said, if they really, on Dynamite, show footage of the actual all-in, brawl-in, whatever you want to call it, I will watch Dynamite for an entire month, okay? That's my promise. Oh my god. I really hope they don't make me watch Dynamite for an entire month. I'm telling you, it's going to be a skit. Anyway, let's talk about good wrestling, shall we? Let's talk about the actually good main events that happened. Did you guys think that Logan Paul was going to retain? I think, personally, that was the prediction I was going with. And you knew he was going to have to cheat somehow to win, right? Wait, does Khabib Lame diss weird storylines in WWE? Wait, he's the guy that goes like this, right? Isn't he that guy? Does he even talk in his videos anymore? Like, I don't really follow the guy that much. But as far as the triple threat match goes and the US title, I think back in the back of our heads, we knew that Kevin Owens and Randy Orton didn't need the US title. And Randy winning the US title at this point in his career, I feel like it's a step back. You know what I mean? So not only did he not need it, if anything, Logan Paul has been doing such a great job. And this is the era of people holding on to their titles. I think this made perfect sense. This made absolute perfect sense. And the way they pulled it off as well. Bro, that Logan Paul frog splash, how special was that? Like, legit, it was a thing of beauty. Like, I was half expecting Corey Graves to say from the heavens, like how he usually does with Montez Ford. Like him and Montez Ford, the amount of height they get when they execute their frog splashes is ridiculous, you guys. It's absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, I enjoyed the hell out of this triple threat match. Like, it's kind of crazy because while I was watching WrestleMania, right, I wasn't so much thinking about like each match and how good each match was. I was just enjoying the moment. Whereas for night one, I was like, when is it getting good? So I think this is a sure sign of a pay-per-view or PLE being good, is that you're just enjoying the moments as they come along. So let's talk about the next match right now. Oh, by the way, there was the Hall of Fame thing as well, which they do every single WrestleMania, right? Where they introduce all the Hall of Famers out on stage. I kind of thought they would do a Bray Wyatt tribute, with Mike Rotunda, aka IRS, up there. Unfortunately, they didn't do it. Logan Paul leg day, twice a day. Probably, bro, probably. But yeah, I was kind of bummed out that they didn't do a Bray Wyatt tribute, but it is what it is. And they kept it quite short, so, I guess they wanted to keep the show moving along, as it were. Okay, let's talk a little bit about Bayley versus Io Sky right now. And I've said this before, agree or disagree. Literally before the match, I was like, this is going to be a banger match, but the story I don't really care about. And a huge reason why is that the whole thing about, let's go back to talking about the quote-unquote acting, right? Damage Control as a group, like I still don't get them. As a group, here's the thing. The whole idea of a group turning on an individual, it has, it's a trope as old as time, right? But it only works if the group is over. If it's a group that nobody cares about, the turn nobody is going to care about. And I feel like that's exactly what happened with Damage Control. Bayley is always going to have her fans because she's been there for a long time. And I don't know if you realize this as well. With Triple H at the helm, right? He's that guy. It seems like he's that guy that wants to, he wants to reward the warriors, the employees that have been there for a long time. And that's why he gave Drew his moment. That's why he's passing the torch over to Damian Priest. And that's why Bayley got her WrestleMania moment right now. So AEW also have their own Complete My Sticker Book storyline, Samoa Joe versus Goldust. Wait, is that the feud that they're going with right now? What happened to Swerve? Why was Paul Heyman holding the title? Bro, let him lah. He's Hall of Famer. Let him hold the title a bit. You know what I mean? Yeah. Love the Hayley Williams Shimmer package. Wait, what Hayley Williams Shimmer package are you talking about? Oh, by the way, talking about press con, did you see the press con with Jade Cargill, Naomi, and Bianca Belair? Like, I swear, the reporters didn't have time, the journalists didn't have time to ask them questions because they were just chatting, the three of them, like best friends, yeah? Absolute besties. Yeah. Damage Control, for all the layers that we've talked about with the characters, right? Damage Control really have the worst gimmick. Like, they have zero layers. I hope, honestly, unfortunately, I hope they break up, or at least they do the whole silent assassin gimmick, because this whole weird, like, dancey Japanese girls thing doesn't work for me. Oh, the pre-hype package for EO versus Bayley. I mean, we know lah, and we've said it before. The pre-hype packages are always lit. It's always legit. So, did you see John Cena's post? Should I be watching it? Are we spoiling anything? What did John Cena post? Those ladies look like they have great chemistry. Yeah, originally I was not sold on them, right? Originally I was like, what are they doing? It's just, throw them together just for WrestleMania. But I think going forward, they would make a really cool trio, right? Like the three of them. Anyway, I know it's super random. Because Bayley once asked Hayley Paramore permission to play that song at Mania. Oh, Paramore couldn't go. I see. So they do it for the package. Can. Drew won the Best Social Media Star Award at the Slammies, and Chelsea was stealing it. Lol. John Cena posted on Instagram a photo. It's always sunny in Philadelphia. What? What is this? What is this a reference to? John Cena's Instagram game is super out there one. He just posts weird shit, essentially. That's what he does, right? But anyway, yes. Let's get back to the match. I think this is another case of this was very much predictable, but also it made sense. Because yeah, as much as we love Io Sky and we know she's a great worker, she was doing nothing with the title. At least with Bayley, now she can move on to a different feud. They need to repackage Damage Control. Okay, how do we feel, guys? How do we feel about the fact that Damage Control played zero role in the match altogether? Like, absolutely, they showed up at the entrance and then they didn't show up anymore. Like, to me, logically, it didn't make sense because they are a heel group that has always helped their leader, right? So to me, that didn't make sense. But I understand it from a booking standpoint because they knew the main event was going to be Interference Central lah. You know what I mean? Like, it was absolutely going to be Interference Central in the main event. So you can't have the match before that be Interference Run-In Max. No, I get that. But my only gripe with it was, from a booking standpoint, is why didn't they just say, okay, Damage Control barred from ringside, or Io Sky turns to Damage Control and says, I want to do this on my own, I have something to prove. Like, I wish they included that to justify the logic lapse that is Dakota Kai and Kairi Sane and Asuka just not being there. That didn't make sense at all. Doc, how are you, by the way? It's good to see you. Yeah. Individually, they're all cool, but it's just not working. Just let them disappear for a while, repackage. That's why I say lah. Anyway, by the way, Doc, I'm doing the podcast solo today because Foreign, if you're just joining us, by the way, on the podcast, wondering what happened to Foreign? His laptop exploded. Okay, I'm being hyperbolic. I'm exaggerating a bit, but his laptop died on him. So he's at the service center right now. He can't call in from the service center, unfortunately. Poor guy lah, poor guy. Everybody, send your best wishes to Foreign, okay? But yes, I'll be here talking about WrestleMania Night 2. By the way, for everybody who hung out on my Twitch live stream while we did the WrestleMania watch along, thank you as well. It's so much more fun watching WrestleMania with friends, I have to say. Maybe it'd be a way to write them all apart in the near future. Like, why you never helped me? Dude, Div, exactly. I hope that maybe EO is like, why you never helped me? And then they just break up and get repackaged. You know, they come back, do something else, do something different. Maybe they go back to NXT to usher in a new member. Maybe they help bring Julia in, and then they come back in style, full-on Asian Triad faction, and do it properly, you know? What are you gonna do? It is what it is, you know? Things happen. We are not gonna let Tony Khan get in the way. Okay, it's a joke, by the way. We blame Tony Khan for everything that happens on the podcast. It's a joke. Don't get me all like, oh, Mr. Young again with his AEW hate. Hey, I'll be watching AEW for a month if the Young Bucks, in fact, show footage from All In. So, okay, you got Bayley and Io Sky. That was the quote-unquote co-main event, the match before the main event. Let's talk about it right now. Let's talk about the main event. Oh, before we do that though, quick mention, WWE 2K24, the game plus this awesome collector's box is going to one of our Patreons in a bit. Okay, we are going to choose a winner based on the question that we asked yesterday. What era of the WWE do you think this should be called? I know the term, the Triple H era has been thrown around. The Paul Levesque era has been thrown around. I don't know if we should be tagging a name to it, even though, yes, he is the creative genius behind this incredible resurgence that we're having in pro wrestling. But we'll take a look at some of your submissions in a bit. And yes, we will give away this awesome thing in just a few as well. Dante Chen in an emperor role over the ladies. Dante Chen promoing for them? Why not? He can speak English, right? Better than them, anyway. Oh yeah, Asuka. I forgot that Asuka and Kairi are the women's tag team champions. They need to do something with that, lah. Legit. Like, they've literally done nothing with those tag team titles. Oh my god. So that's hilarious, right? Like, Roman Reigns' reign was 1,316 days. And then there was something else that ended with a 316. So we were like, hey, are those hints of Steve Austin? The 316 hints? But no, I guess it was not to be, guys. It was not to be. Dante Chen wear all white, become minister. Hey, bro, what the heck, bro? What? What are we even doing? What are we even doing, huh? Once again, though, before we get to the main event, I want to give a big shout out to the sponsor of the podcast, Mirage Advisory. Guys, do me a favor, drop them a follow. They are fellow wrestling fans as well, and we love that they are supporting the podcast. They're helping us keep the lights on. So yes, this podcast brought to you by Mirage Advisory. Drop them a follow on Instagram. Let's help them boost that follower number, okay? Guys, do me a favor. Go ahead and check out their Instagram page. The Dante Chen era, oh my god. Maybe that one in about, what, like 5 years' time? Just us reading in, yeah, well, you know. Fans will be fans. Remember, we were all like, alamak, the Mirage Advisory era of kick to the gut. I love it. Okay, that's going to be a thing. The Mirage Advisory era of kick to the gut. Love you guys, by the way. Thank you so much for the sponsorship of the show. Okay, on to the main event itself. Oh wait, did they? Mothership gave a shout out to Dante Chen for his Level Up win, which I watched, by the way. Level Up, they showed it right after the Hall of Fame. I was like, oh damn, let's go. The only thing I have to say about that match is they never announced Dante Chen from Singapore. They just announced Dante Chen. That's it. That's it. Like, no more, right? Okay, let's talk about Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. Let's talk about Cody Rhodes' entrance. Okay, the video that they had before was much like a scorched earth battlefield, very like, you know, the fight scene in the Avengers style, right? They're really leaning into this cinematic thing. I love it. It was like all hope is lost, sort of a scenery. And then you have Cody Rhodes in that mask. Did you guys enjoy the mask, by the way? Did you guys, I thought, okay, do you guys think it was a throwback to Triple H's mask? Do you remember many years ago, Triple H had that epic like skull mask at WrestleMania? I think that was the one where Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss were quote unquote his maidens. Do you guys remember that WrestleMania? Somebody remind me which WrestleMania it was, if you could go ahead and Google that. You popped for Brandy? What did you prop for Brandy? I was upset that Brandy didn't call somebody a heifer and didn't get on the mic and cut a promo. Who told you this was open mic night, bitch? That I would have popped for that. I would have absolutely popped for that. Look more like his tattoo. Oh, yes. So that one like Shao Kahn, this one like skull tattoo, right? Yeah. I thought it was pretty cool, like sort of pan up and you see his, you know, skull. It's a white color one, looking like his neck tattoo. Was it 2013? I think it might be. Anyway, so you got that. And then you had Roman Reigns in his entrance. And once again, you know, his entrances are not overly flashy, which fits the character, but you had the whole choir there. Orchestra, right? You had people singing his intro, which I thought was really, really cool. Dave, that is the best quote, my favorite quote. Heifer! Who told you? Okay, anyway. I should use that as a audio redeem for my streams. Anyway, Roman Reigns, and Mr. Young, low-key, Brandy is, woo, she hot. Yo, Cody Rhodes is a lucky man. Anyway, let's talk about Roman Reigns and the fact that we kind of knew that he was going to take a break, right? Going away for a while. And I literally said this as he was walking down the ramp. I kind of wish that he wasn't going to go away. I kind of wish that he was going to lose. He was going to win so that he could stick around because I kind of didn't want this era to end. But, you know, it had to end. And put your fingers up. We need to acknowledge the Tribal Chief for what he's brought to the business for the past like couple of years. Like he started during the pandemic era. He revolutionized the whole cinematic style. In fact, if you think about it, right, he was the one during the pandemic era where he was, you know, doing the acting to the camera and doing what we call ASMR Reigns, right? Like he was the one that started doing that and making the whole thing a little bit more cinematic, as it were. Wait. Jason, you're using the Cody song during your spin class. Say what? Say what? But yeah, you love how those two of those three girls became the 4 horsewomen. That's why it doesn't matter what role you are in the company, right? At some point, you will get your moment if you put in the hard work and you rise through the ranks. That's why people are all like, oh, Dante Chen job to Braun Breaker. Bro, that's just the start of things. You never know what can happen. It was an amazing era. Yes, he opened the door. Like, he literally made Jey Uso a star. Like, everyone, remember, we all talked about it. The Usos getting stale. Jey Uso will never be a main eventer. He made Jey Uso a main eventer. Like, I mean, okay, forget about the whole thing with Jimmy Uso, what we talked about yesterday on the podcast, like a bit of a wasted opportunity. But, one has to one has to sort of suffer for the other one to rise, as it were. Roman, the time that he spent doing what he did, he made so many stars. And forget about the fact that he had a, quote unquote, lighter schedule. At the end of the day, it's about putting butts in seats, right? You don't have to be the workhorse champion. There are other workhorse champions, and he did it all still suffering from leukemia. If you think about it, right? Like, he talked about it at the press conference, like this is a thing he has to deal with for his life in terms of medication and stuff like that. So with that knowledge and just knowing all the things that he's brought to the game in the past couple of years, he's brought we credit The Rock, we credit Cody, for this story, blah, 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 Triple H, but he was the one that, sort of, in a way, kicked a lot of this off. So, there you go. Dude, Roman Gunther, not yet. Not yet. Yeah, absolute boss. I'm scared they will keep him at jobber status forever. Oh, you mean Dante Chen, is it? That one, he's the gatekeeper of Level Up. And, being a gatekeeper is not exactly the best thing to be, but it is what it is, Oh, I see. Hey, Daniel, thank you so much for being our brand new Patreon. We appreciate it, my friend. We appreciate. By the way, the links are in the description if you want to come join us as a Patreon. Yes, we try to, as much as we can, source out some of these awesome perks that we want to reward our Patreon members with. Like I said, at the end of the stream, we'll be giving away this WWE 2K24 special edition kit, as well as a digital edition of the game to one of our Patreons. We asked the question earlier in the Patreon page, what would you name this era of the WWE? Do we think that he will hold the title for longer than 1 month? He will. He is literally the figurehead of the company right now. You're talking about Cody, right? He absolutely will. As much as we think that, The Rock is going to stick around, he's not. He has a movie to go film, right? So in a lot of ways, I feel like in the next couple of weeks, we're going to see the bloodline fall apart. Roman Reigns going to take a break. Maybe The Rock is going to disappear. But he's done his job. He's set the table for the next, and the number of storylines that have been sort of crafted for the future, if you think about it right now, it's kind of incredible, right? Like, you have CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, you have Damian Priest now the champion. What's Seth going to do on the Raw side of things? So they've managed to set up new, intriguing storylines for the future. Will Rock turn on Roman, for losing? That could be a thing that happens nearer to, later in the year, like maybe towards Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, and then next WrestleMania. So there you go. You set whoa as the notification tone. Yo, I'm going to change to heifer. Change the heifer to my my tone. The Brandy Rhodes is going to be my new tone. Who said this was open mic night? Anyway, Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns. Let's talk about it. Okay? You had a situation was, once again, I appreciated this main event so much more because, like we talked about yesterday, right? The Rock cast way too big a shadow over the entire main event, it felt like. In this one, we got to see Cody and Roman wrestle, right? I like that they didn't bring out the bloodline all at the start. So at least you give Rhodes and Reigns space to do what they do. Tell a bit of a story before the inevitable run-in central, which we knew was going to happen because it was bloodline rules. So for a while, I was like, wow, okay, they're actually going to wrestle a match. They did bring out the tables a bit early, so I was a bit surprised at that. But I thought it was a cool move because, you know what? I've said this before many times, like, what is a heel? Is a heel just a bad guy? You know, a lot of times a heel is a guy that is the guy that does not give the audience what they want, right? And it was such a cool moment. I thought it was so smart. Cody went to take the table out because they knew this is a Philly crowd, ECW crowd. They love the tables. Get the tables, right? And then Roman's like, nope, put the table back. It's like, no. Like, what a simple, effective way to get heat. Not by being dastardly or anything like that, not by being a quote-unquote evil alignment person, but by not giving the crowd what they want. That is just, you know, a smart heel, as it were. Hey, the tractor thing was once in a lifetime. I don't think they can do a tractor. And who else is going to, you know, drive out in a tractor? Who else can pull off a tractor at WrestleMania other than Brock? Brock is busy at home doing Brock Lesnar things, right? What did you guys think of what essentially was an overbooked situation, but it was what everybody came to see? You know, like, I appreciated the fact that they gave us a proper wrestling match first until we are near the finish. You knew we were near the finish when Cody hit that crossroads. It's like, all right, no shit, he's gonna do it, right? And of course, you have the obligatory, everyone kicks out of all the finishers, that kind of thing. But Cody was setting up for the triple crossroads. And then you had Roman Reigns, he's gonna lose, right? So you're building the tension to that point where you're like, okay, Cody's finally gonna win it. And then Jimmy Uso. But, okay, did you guys call it? Like, the whole time while I was watching it, I was calling it. I was like, I knew I was gonna happen, but in a lot of ways, I didn't care that I knew what was gonna happen. Did you guys have the same feeling as well? It was just like one of those moments. It's like fan service moment. It's like you don't care, you just want to enjoy it, right? Predictable overbooking is fine by me. Like, so, okay, you got Jimmy showing up and you're like, okay, Jay has got to show up. And then Jay's music hit. They had a cool, like, you know, off the stage into tables kind of spot, which was awesome. And then you are like, okay, when is Solo gonna come out? So, okay, when Jimmy took out, or when Jay took out Jimmy, I was like, okay, they're gonna quote unquote do a bit of a reset, right? So there was more of a reset. They built it up again. You got to a point where Cody was gonna win again. Once again, they give you the tease, they tickle the taint, they give you the bola angkat a bit. And then Solo shows up with a big giant thumb to the neck, as we thought would happen. I thought it was a bit weird. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but Solo did seem like he was a second off. Because you could see Cody was standing there, did the crossroads, and then he was waiting a while, like, where's this fella come to stab me in the neck? Where's this fella? Wait. It felt a bit weird. Like, it felt like he was waiting for Solo. Solo took a nap, just like he did at Hall of Fame. He fell asleep under the ring. So he shows up, bam! Hits the Samoan spike, and you're like, okay, we know exactly who is going to come in to stop Solo. Do you guys think, guys, hey, Prabhu, how you doing, buddy? Do you guys think that this was the plan all along when they did the whole John Cena Solo Sikoa feud? When Solo Sikoa destroyed John Cena with the spikes over and over again? Or do you think that this was just the perfect lead-in to bring back John Cena? Like, do you think they knew? I would love to find out if they knew that they were bringing back John Cena. You know? You were hoping for Brandy to slap Paul Heyman. Interestingly enough, Heyman didn't get involved. You know? I was surprised. Oh, you know why, right? Actually, I know why. Because this is Philly. He is a face in Philly. Even though he's the bad guy, if anybody beat up Heyman, if Cody slapped Heyman, Cody will become a heel. So you don't want this. You know what? This is smart booking. Nobody did anything to Heyman. Heyman didn't get involved because if he did, people would boo the person that, the crowd would boo the people that got in Heyman's face. So there you go. For a moment when he didn't appear, I thought we couldn't see him. Dude, I was literally like, all right, where's Cena? Because you knew, you had the feeling, right? And Cena is at that point too. He will absolutely show up for WrestleMania. Like he's not too big. Cena has never been too big for WWE, and I love that he showed up, right? And of course, once Cena shows up, eliminates Solo, we were all sitting like, okay, you know it's gonna be the final boss. The Rock versus Cena. This is a feud, a classic face-off. WrestleMania main event happened so many times already, and we got the final boss. So the question was, of course, final boss shows up, and we were like, oh, is Cena? Because I was like, maybe Austin is not going to show up. I feel like Austin was on WrestleMania. Wait, was he last WrestleMania or WrestleMania before? Was he 39 or 38? I forgot already. I think it was 39. The one where he stunned Vince, and then Vince like blur like that. But yeah, honestly, I don't think that getting Steve Austin back so soon is a good thing, because we just saw him a couple of years ago. Yeah, 2 years, not enough. No, absolutely not enough. I think he needs to wait a bit more, right? So you have The Rock come out, and he rock bottoms John Cena. So I'm like, okay, Cena has been eliminated. I thought Cena was going to be the one that fights off The Rock, but no. So that's when I was like, okay, is it going to be Stone Cold Steve Austin? Are we going to hear the glass shatter, right? And dude, I don't know if... Exactly, bro, I feel the exact same way, Zayden. I was waiting for the glass to break. I was not expecting the gong. And the gong actually threw me off. Like, my reaction was legit like, what? Because if the glass shattered, I would pop. I would be excited, yes, but I would have expected it. The gong going off and then the lights going off, I was like, wow, really? The Undertaker? Okay, thrice in a lifetime. Did you guys low-key hope or wish that Undertaker showed up in his full Undertaker outfit? Or were you guys okay with the, just came from backstage outfit? I thought he felt a bit underdressed. I'm not gonna lie. Like, he was wearing sweater all. I'm like, bro, are you in your, comfortable outfit phase? Cannot dress up. I'm like, man, okay, maybe not full on Undertaker, like with the eyeliner and the hat and everything. Maybe Biker Taker even. Oh! Shit, I forgot. Okay. I totally, Trinex, I totally forgot. Thank you for reminding me. I totally forgot the Shield. The Shield music. Undertaker looked like he was about to rob a bank. Do they have the rights for Rollin'? Oh. Yeah, we forgot about the Shield music. So, freaking when the Shield music played, right? Like, a part of me was like, is Dean Ambrose back? Really? Because we saw Seth Rollins already, I don't know. Did you guys feel that way as well? Because he did take a while to get to the ring, right? And his full Shield outfit, by the way. Poor thing lah. Seth comes in with the chair, gets speared, and then, this is what I'm referring to in terms of going full circle, right? Roman Reigns gets to hit Seth in the back with a chair, just like how Seth hit him in the back with a chair so many years ago. So I love that little, tying of loose ends. The story has come full circle. Easter, it's almost as if they've been taking classes from Marvel Cinematic Universe, comic book storytelling. He was limping. Okay, was he legit injured? I read somewhere that he might have been legit injured. So yeah, there was a moment I thought Mox would show up. I'm sure if Mox showed up, he'd be bleeding already. But yeah, it was an amazing moment. The chair shot moment was a nod to us diehards. I think to most casuals, they probably would have been whatever, okay, that was a cool thing that happened. But to us nerds who pay attention to this shit, we're like, yes, he paid him back. There you go. Yes, Seth came out to help Cody. Unfortunately, like we were saying, Seth poor thing. Night 1, lost. Night 2, he was in the first match, he lost. And then he comes out at the end of the night, he literally did nothing. He came in, got speared, got hit in the back with a chair, and that's it. Poor thing lah. Easter egg era, there you go. Yeah, can you imagine the most random thing? Jon Moxley shows up, he's bleeding already. Like, hello! But no Jon Moxley, it was Seth. And then the gong. You have the Undertaker there looking badass. But like I said, I wish Undertaker put on a bit more eyeliner and maybe, wore a leather jacket instead of the sweater. The sweater doesn't do it for me. Sweater makes him look like, an uncle. You know what I mean? Just some random biker uncle show up, make mean faces, choke The Rock, and The Rock took a very nice bump as far as the choke slam is concerned. Seth, yeah, at the end of the day, technically Seth was instrumental in helping Cody finish his story, right? Bleeding, that's the TK era. And then, of course, finally it's one-on-one. Cody finally gets Roman to himself, and he manages to pull it off. No more interference. Cody finishing the story. Now, let's talk about what happens after Cody wins. What do you guys feel about Samantha Irving adding emotion into her announcements? Because I have to say, right, I was of two minds about it. I was like, announcers should be like, I think we are very used to Howard Finkel. Remember, like Howard Finkel, no matter what happens in the match, his announcement would be very professional. Tony Chimmel, all the announcers of the past did their announcements perfectly, like professionals. Samantha Irvin, though, she did it for Sami Zayn last night when Sami Zayn won the Continental title, right? And then she absolutely did it here in the main event, Cody versus Roman Reigns. She started cracking up. Like you could feel the emotion, like she wanted to cry. She was so happy, right? Last night I was in two minds about it because of the history of announcers. But after tonight, after the Cody win, and then she's like cracking up as she's trying to announce, like I legit felt it, you guys. I felt I wanted to cry. You know what I mean? And I feel like it added so many more layers onto what was an incredible story. She's great, yeah. I've been swayed to the, I guess, like, can we call it the ASMR era, the emotion, the emotions era? She was crying. It was on TikTok, was it? Dude, I would have lost my voice as well, you know? I mean, Sammy had his moment last night already with Gunther. And Triple H said it so well. Like the best, what they do is they bring the emotion. And you can tell that is his goal now. Not just to put on crazy matches. Yeah, you're going to have crazy matches. You watch WWE Speed for that. In a way, do you think that WWE Speed is trying to just take away viewership from AEW? Because they're putting on like crazy ass acrobatic matches on Speed with Ricochet, with Reed, and all those like fancy flippy guys, right? So yeah, you have that. But the main event, the shit that's gonna put butts in seats is this emotional, the Crybabies era. Stop it lah, Fastly. Don't be so bad. You know, I don't even mind that as a name. The Crybabies era. Wow. Yeah. Even Cole said, I love professional, like everybody, it really did feel like it was a new era. And it's weird, right? Like without saying it, it was almost like I think all the fans felt it, the announcers felt it, the talent felt it. It was the we are free from Vince McMahon's chains era. I hate saying that, but it almost feels like that. You know what I mean? It's like we are free from the restriction of Vince McMahon and his craziness. This is the new era and everything is looking amazing. Bro, same. Bro, I didn't want to cry on stream because, you know, I didn't want to be a Cody crybaby. But I was getting super misty-eyed when Cody passed the belt. Talking about, you know, he couldn't hand the belt to his dad, but he sure as hell can hand it to his mom. When he did, bro, I'm getting emotional just talking about it, just thinking about it, man. This is cinema. Emotions is what pro wrestling is about. That's why right now WWE is firing on all cylinders. It is incredible. Sports entertainment is no more. Yes, pro wrestling is here. And I'm sorry, you know, Edge is going out there on Dynamite trying to talk about this is where the best pro wrestling is, blah, blah, blah. Edge, you need to come back. Adam, come back to the WWE where actual pro wrestling is right now. Was it 5 minutes and 45 seconds? Tomorrow, Vince? No, we don't need Vince to come back. No, he needs to just go away. Let Paul Levesque, let Triple H and Nick Khan and the rest of them, let them cook right now and do what's best for business. I like the part where he gave props to Triple H and yeah, he brought. So okay, is this the first time that a winner at the main event of WrestleMania has given a speech, has brought people out. So I remember the last one I can remember where wrestlers came out to put them on the shoulder was Bret Hart, right? When Bret Hart won the championship, that was many, many years ago. But he didn't cut a promo, if I'm not mistaken. Was this the first time the winner of the main event actually cut a promo? Huh? Let him cook himself at AEW. This is not slander to Edge by any means. It's the truth. He's in the wrong place right now. He signed a contract to be at a place where doing pro wrestling is not on the agenda. You know? I'm sorry to say, but it is not. It's just circus show, clown show freak crap that's happening over there. It's been a long time. I think this is the first time they've had the winning champion sort of as part of the main event. After he wins, he addresses the crowd and cuts that promo, and it was the perfect guy to do it. Like, is Cody Rhodes not the perfect baby face? You think about baby faces, right? Like, he is literally the perfect baby face. So the question is, how long before the WWE fan base turn on him? Because let's face it, we are a fickle bunch. How long before? Is it going to be a month, 2 months before? Cody, very still, boring, you know. The watch they gifted him backstage. How to follow up? I'm sure. Let Papa H cook. Let's all chill out and relax after WrestleMania and see what they have on the. Dude, I am so hyped. At first, I was like, maybe I need to take a wrestling detox after all the crazy shit that has happened. But I'm like, dude, I'm super hyped for Raw. Absolutely super hyped for Raw. Reminds you of WrestleMania 10. Nick Khan gave the... You saw Nick Khan was standing there, right? I saw him, I was like, okay. He gave the thumbs up, then Ken. Where he go? It's not that WWE didn't want him. They just didn't have any plans for him. And he just wanted to go to a place to A, make more money than he can possibly know what to do with, because Tony Khan is just throwing money around. And B, work with his friends. Which, you know what? No shame in that. Absolutely no shame in that. Unfortunately, it's the company's fault. It's not his fault, you know. Yes, they carried him on the shoulders, much like Bret Hart, right? Absolutely. That was absolutely a throwback. You had CM Punk out there as well. Nick Khan looks like a strict Asian dad. He's like, he probably just gave a nod, like a simple nod. Then they're like, okay, come, we can do the promo, you know? That was brilliant. Guys, night one, we kind of settled on I would say if we were to average out the scores from everyone in chat yesterday, I would say we landed on an average of maybe 6.5. Some of you even gave it a 5.5, which was, woo, okay, y'all harsh, huh? Night 2, what are we looking at for night 2 of WrestleMania? I feel like they really stacked night 2. Oh my God. In terms of the booking, in terms of the surprises, like everything we want from a WrestleMania, right? You had stories being told, you had intense emotions, you had the surprises, the returns, as it were. The best WrestleMania ever. Wow. You know what? I think night 2, anyway, is definitely a contender. I think right now what we're feeling is recency bias. It just happened. We just watched it happen. We cried with Cody. We all became Cody crybabies, and we're feeling the high from it. So we might say yes. We'll have to let it settle down first, and then think back and look back on it. I will honestly tell you this. I'm probably gonna rewatch WrestleMania later tonight. I know. I just said I want to do a wrestling detox, right? But I'm like, that was too... Because here's the other thing too. Watching it on stream and just watching it by myself is very different. You know what I mean? Watching it on stream, I enjoyed the camaraderie, the friendship, but I'm talking while the commentators are talking, so I'm not really paying full attention. I want to go back. I enjoyed it so much. I want to go back and rewatch WrestleMania and really truly soak it in. So who's 15 bro? Not that good lah. Wow, Fastly, what do you have against Snoop Dogg? I thought he was quite funny, what? At least Snoop Dogg's involvement was better than Lil Wayne. 15 upon 10, we'll cry more for sure. Night 2, 9 upon 10. Bro, I would give it 9.5. Almost 10. Like, you know what I mean? I was fine. I'm actually really fine that it wasn't Stone Cold. Give it 8.9. Haley, why so random one? 8.9. Why not 9? Why got minus 0.1? Now I need to know where your 0.1. XL over 10. Should have been Stone Cold. Yeah, Stone Cold Rock is the feud, right? Wow, best WrestleMania ever. Okay. Night 2 today is an apology for last year's Night 2. I mean, it would have been too much to ask for Night 1 and Night 2 to both be bangers, right? Like, I feel like Night 1 was a bit of a warm-up lah, as it were. From the windows to the wall. That's Lil Jon. Yes, that's Lil Jon. 9 upon 10. Minus 1 cause Cody won. What? Bro, Fias. Roman needs a break. He's carried... Think about it like this. He deserves a break. Because he's carried the damn company for like 3+ years. He's made main eventers. He's brought in so much attention with Cody, with Seth, with Sammy and all the bloodline stuff, right? He deserves a break. And when he comes back, I'm sure he's going to be facing off against The Rock. We can all put our ones up again. He will be back, man. Confirm plus chop. So he needs a break. Who's you didn't mind it wasn't Stone Cold, huh? Mama Daniel, welcome. Maybe Stone Cold was supposed to come, but they kena langgar by Rikishi. Oh my god, can you imagine? Stone Cold cuts a promo on Raw. It was supposed to have been me. But I got knocked down by a car. Thanks to Rikishi. Lil Wayne, best rapper in the world. Yes, yeah. Apparently they didn't. Why they didn't bring it up, huh? Because Snoop Dogg was on the call, is it? But yeah, why are you salty about Sammy? Sammy had his moment on Night 1, and he won too. Amazing match with Gunther, by the way. Oh yeah. But here's the thing: the crazy thing is they're only getting started. It's like a new era, right? Of this newfound storytelling, and the best part is now they have been. It's like confirm. This emotional storytelling works. So this is what we're gonna go with. So because it worked, we're gonna get more of it. And like Triple H said, like Steph said, like this is just the start of things to come. And I think a lot of the emotion, yes, it's a work, right? For the storyline. But I think a lot of the emotions were real as well, because they all realize we are heading into a new era without the constraints of the previous era. And it's a good time to be a wrestling fan, y'all. It's such a good time to be a wrestling fan. Okay. You know what, Fias? That's a conversation for another day. I just want to live in the moment. Can we live in the moment right now? And just appreciate the fact that Papa H's long-term storyline has paid off. 2-year storyline. Remember Cody losing last year's WrestleMania? Everyone's like, the WWE really fumbled, really dropped the ball. I'm like, hey, let Triple H cook. Let Triple H cook, The Brainbuster! My bro doesn't want the tag team titles to split. What? WrestleMania, well, okay, you can explain it in that, how they've always said, I don't know if you guys remember this, but they've always said Undertaker is the conscience of the WWE. I'm pretty sure JR has said it before. So you can argue that, Undertaker wasn't going to let The Rock corrupt the WWE, like, him being the evil boss and stuff like that. So, rewatch from the start later, bro, you'll understand. Wait, what? Oh, yeah. Foreign's laptop exploded, so unfortunately I have to tank the entire review. Foreign will be back on the podcast next week, though. Everybody, thank you so much for hanging out. And once again, for everybody, thank you for hanging out on the Twitch as we did the live stream. So essentially, I've been here talking about wrestling since 7 a.m. Wow, piang. You know what? I couldn't think of a better thing to do, especially on WrestleMania weekend. Yeah, Undertaker came out to lead. He is the Wrestler's Court guy also. So it makes, you think about it like that, you structure it like that, it makes perfect sense. Undertaker is the conscience of the WWE. He came out to make sure that The Rock wouldn't corrupt what was an amazing main event. So there you go. Oh. So I saw that Jacob Fatu was signed by the WWE. So a part of me was like, are they going to debut Jacob Fatu? And I'm kind of glad that they didn't. Because a lot of the audience, A, wouldn't know who he was, right? So I don't think it would have had that pop. And I think it would have diluted, A, his introduction, and B, what actually went down. So it was fine. It was absolutely fine. the true leader of the locker room. Oh, yeah. That's exactly who Mark Calloway, aka The Undertaker, is. So I think so. Yeah, Foreign, absolutely, I agree. I'm excited to see how Papa H books a babyface champion in 2024. Will he get stale quick, or are they going to throw more things, more obstacles in front of him? Tribal War leading to WrestleMania. You know what? That's exactly what I think is going to happen. WrestleMania on Netflix. Get well soon, Foreign's laptop. First time I've seen a get well soon Foreign's laptop comment in chat, but it is what it is. Okay, we'll get a Kang Dynasty Secret War next. Oh my god. Come, let's spend another hour talking about what Marvel has in store for us in terms of the Kang Dynasty Secret. Oh no, I'm kidding. We won't do that. We'll just do it on my regular podcast. But once again, before we get down to giving away some really awesome swag, I want to give a shout out to the sponsors of our podcast. Yes, Kick to the Gut is in the Mirage Advisory era right now. Thank you so very much for not just keeping the lights on, but supporting our content, supporting our love for pro wrestling, and just being there for us. So once again, guys, do me a favor, go to Mirage Advisory on their Instagram page. Hey, drop them a follow, yeah? And drop us a follow on our Instagram pages, on our Discord as well, where, sometimes if you're watching pro wrestling alone, it's fun, but it's not as fun as discussing it with your fellow wrestling fans, right? Be sure to join our Discord where it's always popping off, especially when there are pay-per-views, be it New Japan, WWE, AEW. By the way, I don't know if you noticed this, I can't remember which press conference it was, but somebody mentioned fans, and then they made the comment, oh yeah, we can say fans now. Like, it's not just the WWE universe. They can actually say the terms pro wrestling and fans. Once again, another nod to the new era where they aren't bound by Vince McMahon's rules and stuff like that. So, there you go. Rock versus Taker, maybe. Rock versus Triple H. I think, okay, you know what it is, Mama Daniel? I feel like it is a case of the old guard coming back to do just, short stints. They don't need to be sticking around. That's the thing with these veterans, and I think a lot of them are smart enough to realize they don't need to come back and do a 1 year storyline. They can come in, do 3 months, do 5 months, because they don't want to wear out their welcome. They understand that they need to be promoting the newer characters, the newer wrestlers. That's why we're seeing a resurgence with WWE right now. A lot of the up and coming guys and gals are so hot because they've introduced them and told great stories about them, so you're invested in them. It's all about emotion. It's emotions. The emotions era, that's what I want to call it, personally. But, okay, last order of business right now, before I absolutely lose my voice. I have to go on air tonight, people. I'm going to lose my voice. Okay, so we got this right now. Boom. This is the WWE 2K24 awesome collector's box set, whatever you want to call it. The contents, we posted about it on our Instagram page. If you haven't seen it, you can check out the TikTok or Instagram. So I won't do an unboxing here on camera because we've seen it already, right? But we promise to give this away to somebody that is subscribed to our Patreon, plus a copy of the WWE 2K24 video game for your platform of choice. So you PlayStation, you Xbox, you PC, up to you. We will get you the correct code, okay? That will be a digital copy. But right now, I want to take a look at some of the entries that have come through, right? And this one was a combat. Okay, so Foreign and I came together and we decided on a winner. This one, we choose based on, first of all, what sounds good and the ones that make the most sense. So, once again, thank you very much for taking part in the Patreon. Like we said, we asked you the question, what is the era that we should call this current era? Do you want to call it the Triple H era, the Paul Levesque era, like Michael Cole and Stephanie McMahon is trying to push? But I want to read out everybody's entry, by the way. I love it. Div suggests the Master Chef era, because all the stories were cooked, and even though some took longer than others, they were damn tasty. I like it. Saudi Mania Taker versus Rock, book it. Hey, they are going to Jeddah to do Smackdown and King and Queen of the Ring. Did you guys see that, by the way? That's actually coming very soon in May. So yeah, we have a Saudi show, and I think Saudi shows are good timings for us, right? We can do a watch along. Let's go. Fast Game here says, I quote from the final boss himself. He has named this era the fuck it era. But I don't think the name will hang with the mainstream audience. I feel the peak cinema era would be fitting. With the recent changes in production and pre-packaged videos, everything looks so much cleaner and awesome now. I love it. Oven says, the era of hope. Oh, because it gives everyone renewed hope on what wrestling can and should be after years in the doldrums. Wrestling is mainstream again and out of the abyss. Wow, siala, Irvin, you say until like so jalat like that, wrestling. You know, I mean, it was a bit lame, but, you know, not abyss, right? What the heck? Okay, Muhammad Daniel says, the evolution era. I like that because it's a representative of then, now, and forever. Plus, there is a link. It's a slice of Papa H's, faction evolution. I like that a lot. And finally, Daniel says, Hollywood era, as the storytelling is in the new era is a lot more compelling and feels like a good story / movie being played out. So there you go. Okay. Yes, tomorrow's Raw is going to be epic. There's a screen cap of Cody pinning Roman and Roman smiling. Is there really? Okay, please share it on the Discord, okay? I want to see it. Dude, all y'all are super poetic. I wish I could give every single one of you a game code, a bit of the prize as well, but we had to. It was a very hard choice, okay? But Foreign and I put our brains together. Foreign all the way at the Mac Recovery Center, wrecking his brains to help me figure out a winner. But I want to say congratulations to Muhammad Daniel! Hey, congratulations, my friend Muhammad Daniel, who suggested the evolution era. Because yes, not only has the product evolved, right? You talk about then, now, forever, by the way. Then, now, forever, the little preamble that comes before the show. The new one is super amazing. It's literally a universe, right? I think that must have been the plan, the theme for it. But it was like a universe. You see all the superstars, like constellations. Freaking amazing. But yes, Muhammad Daniel. And of course, it's evolution. It's an evolution of the business. Not only that, but Triple H is super involved in this era. And he was, of course, the head of Evolution as well. So it works lah on so many levels. I actually low-key wish that they would adopt this name instead of the Triple H era because that went a bit too on the nose. But once again, Muhammad Daniel, thank you very much. I'll get in contact with you to find out what version of the WWE 2K24 game you want to pick up. And we'll work something out lah. Maybe we go makan and I hand you this box. How about that? Oh yeah, it's absolutely perfect. But that being said, okay, I need to go and get my lunch. I need to go rest my voice before I go to work. Thank you so very much for hanging out, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, if you were checking out the watch along on Twitch, thank you for hanging out with me. It's been a long morning, but a fun morning as well. Here on YouTube, thank you so very much for hanging out after WrestleMania. Evolution is a mystery. Anyway, guys, we will be back. I'm losing my voice already. Like Samantha Irving, I'm losing my voice. I'm a Cody crybaby. We will do the podcast again next week. We'll be back with more wrestling. You guys, I'm sure we will have a lot to talk about, including whatever the hell they decide to show on Dynamite. You know what? If anything, it's going to be an interesting watch, okay? Whether it's good or bad, stupid skit or actual footage, it's going to be a talking point. And when there's stuff to talk about in wrestling, it's good business for us, if you know what I mean. Okay, yes, wrestling is absolutely cool again. Thank you, Papa H. Thank you, WWE. Thank you. We love pro wrestling. That's why we love this stuff. That's why we do what we do. That's why we enjoy what we enjoy. Okay, everybody have a great rest. Thank you so much once again for hanging out on the podcast. And once again, a big shout out to our sponsors. Let's go, Mirage Advisory. We are in the Mirage era here on Kick to the Gut. Drop them a follow on Instagram if you haven't already yet, okay? In the meantime, though, as always, it is Mr. Young and Foreign in a building somewhere getting his MacBook fixed. All right, I'm out of here. Bye-bye, everyone.